Fire Burns, fighting out of Des Moines, Iowa, a 5-time UFC vet in the welterweight class. I understand that to get back there, I need to win. And the thing that I took with me leaving the UFC or partying for a short time, we'll call it a mini divorce, was to really look at filling in some gaps, some holes in my game that I saw to get better. And it's made me more hungry now than I've ever been in my entire life. And standing in front of me inside of a cage where you can't get out when I'm really hungry, it's a bad day for you. You know, I've really got a really busy schedule. I run myself ragged sometimes, you would say, between family, work, and my hobby that I like to call my full-time job now, which is fighting. People who don't know me probably don't realize when I'm not training, I'm not on the internet. A lot of people are always blogging and doing that type of stuff. I'm usually with my daughter, and that's something that's pretty cool for me. All of my pro fights, more than 50% of them going into it, I've had, I would consider, major injuries, from broken hands to broken noses to, torn MCLs. You name it, I've went into fights with a plethora of things wrong. But I've never pulled out of a fight, mainly because I train too hard for it. And if a week before my fight something happens, it doesn't matter. I still go in and get the job done. And I will always do that. A lot of people may have quit, honestly, after the amount of injuries that I've had. But every time it honestly just adds one more log to the fire to make things burn. Going into each fight, I typically like to make sure I get in the mind of my opponent and take them where they're most uncomfortable. I think that probably one of my biggest strengths inside the octagon is definitely being able to be a chameleon and move to where my opponent's the weakest. So it's really what's good for me. Yeah. I definitely like to come out and stand because the fans love it. It's exciting, and that's why people pay to sit in the seat. TV, I'm coming for you! I always fight to win, and whatever the winning methodology is what I'm going to do. I just prefer to have it on my feet where I can punch the guy in the face. My training camp for all fights is pretty much the same. I train as I'm fighting GSP. He's the top of my weight class, and that's really what I'm looking to compete against. So everything I do is pretty much the same, from starting with strength conditioning, the stand-up Muay Thai, and obviously my jiu-jitsu and wrestling. But I got a really good balance of all. The only thing I do closer to a fight is turn up the intensity on the cardio and get in fight shape, ready to go to war. I have done some research, as much as I can do at this point, on my opponent, and he appears to be definitely a good striker. Tough kid, can take a punch, is willing to stand in there. I think that his weakness is going to be on the floor. I think he probably knows that. Going into the fight, I think what I need to do is make sure I'm prepared to not take the big shot. I plan on beating him up very badly until the ref says you have to stop. And that could be in a lot of different places, because I feel I'm better than him everywhere, and he'll probably be looking for the fastest way out of the cage. I wouldn't say that my striking skills are bad. I would say honestly they're pretty good. And if he wants to play on the feet, it's going to be a short night for him. I think I'm faster, I'm quicker than he is, and I definitely hit harder. Have a chance to finally fight in front of my hometown again is a great thing. I've been, over the last few fights in London and Vegas and Memphis, and to have the opportunity to really fight in front of the fans who helped me get where I am today is a fantastic opportunity. Fighting in front of my hometown is nothing but exciting. I'm looking forward to every second of it. It's going to end badly for Justin DeMoney on the 13th of March at MCC 25.